What is the best way to market a business that's been around for 60 years in the community and is well known? I need new and fresh ways to get more people in the store. Okay, nostalgia is big. It's big. It's kind of like comic books. Like when I was a kid, I loved Wolverine. And I love the Wolverine movies now. It's a brand that's been around for a while. It's nostalgia. That's why they remake older movies and make newer versions, right? Because they're appealing to emotions and something you remembered when you were younger. People that are trying to compete with Walmart, it's very, very hard. But they kind of have that nice mom and pop feel to their stores when they market themselves versus a Walmart, and the fact that they've been part of the community for a long, long time and have done a lot of good stuff. Okay, so you kind of want to revisit that. You want to make sure you partner with the community and obviously do good things. It'll make you feel better as a store owner also. But do nostalgic things too. Maybe in your store, and a lot of people do this, that run small stores that have been around forever, have pictures up of the store when you first launched it. It looks like, or 60 years ago when I was first launched, per your question here. We've been part of this community for 60 years. And here's a progression of our logo over the years, or old pictures of our store. That sort of thing. There's definitely nostalgia, and you can even have it if you have any employers that work in your store, for example, and I'm just thinking out loud here, that have been there for a long time. Maybe on their badge, if you have badges in their name, you can write at the bottom what year since what year, right? And it'll kind of foster a sense of nice community and culture within your company as well, right? So you definitely want to do that. You want to do that. So and you also want to brag how long you've been around for. It'll help you from a credibility perspective, especially if you try to go from offline to online. We've been in business since 1962 or whatever year it is, since 1950, that sort of thing. It makes you look even more reputable as well. So that's what I humbly recommend. Yeah. And if anybody else on this call has other ideas as well, please let me know. Please let me know as well. And sometimes I get nostalgic, like when I see, every now and then Pepsi will kind of do, they'll show their old logo on cans and stuff, and it's nostalgic for me. It reminds me of when I was younger and things were less confusing in life. And beer companies do this a lot, like Anheuser-Busch or Budweiser. They brought out the stubby bottles again recently, which I don't know, kind of reminds me of Strange Brew, which is a classic Canadian movie which won all the Oscars that year. So anyway, you can even go back to your older products. I don't know what you sell. And you can even make some of the marketing old, or make the products look a little bit old as well. Just kind of, I don't know, nostalgic. Like it's a classic, like Coca-Cola classic, right? Coke hasn't really changed their brand very much over the years because, people really identify with it. And if it ain't broken, why fix it? Right. So, and what I recommend doing is look at some of your competitors and see what they have done, or other big brands, to see if they have brought back their old marketing or old look and feel of their products and or services, and what the response was. So, and if you want to provide me with more detail on what kind of a store you're running, I can provide you with more specific humble thoughts of mine on that, if you want to, as I hold my Swiss Army knife, which is nostalgic for me. It reminds me when I was younger. They never really changed this brand either. So anyway, a little off topic there. By the way, the reason it's called Swiss Army knife was during World War II. A lot of American soldiers were in Europe, and they loved this thing, but they couldn't pronounce the name because the original name for Swiss Army knife is a very long German name. It's a German name. And so the American GIs or soldiers saw it and said, I really like that Swiss Army knife thing. And that's how they branded it anyway. But it's a brand that's been around forever, and I love it. So, and I remember it because when I was younger, I had one as well. Just a lot of good memories, that sort of thing. So try to appeal to emotion and to nostalgia as well.